Well, I'm flying solo again. Jack is away on business. Yeah, sure. Well, wherever he is, he better be promoting this podcast. I'm sure he is. So while Jack's away, I get to do my favorite kind of show, the Did You Know? And also some strange music facts. Maybe a story or two. Like my background music? I think I'm gonna keep this. Get used to it. Enjoy the show. Now this sound. This should be sound now. So you know what I'm going to do? Since this is a live stream, but it's for my podcast. This should be sound now. Yes, here we go. Let's get rid of this. This is a live stream, but it's for my podcast. All right, get off. Get off my thing. So I'm gonna start all over again. Because I can do that. Jack's not here. Hold on. So I'm gonna act like I'm just gonna play the initial intro. Then I'm gonna pick it up and I'll edit this for the podcast. So let's see how this goes. Ready? I'm gonna start all over again. Well, I'm flying solo again. Jack is away on business. Yeah, sure. Well, wherever he is, he better be promoting this podcast. I'm sure he is. So while Jack's away, I get to do my favorite kind of show, the Did You Know? And also some strange music facts. Maybe a story or two. Like my background music? I think I'm going to keep this. Get used to it. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, we had a restart, but you don't have to know about that. We're streaming live right now over Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Yeah, I broke down and decided to put it on Twitter. I'm not a big Twitter fan. It's a strange world in there. But hey, anything for the podcast, right? If Jack is out there on business and he's promoting the podcast, which he better be, I could put it on Twitter. What the hell? Every listen counts. Every view counts. Like I said, we're streaming live right now. So every view matters. So yeah, I was saying earlier, I got this fucking cool t-shirt, right? I bought it on Amazon. That's not a promotion or an ad. It's just where I got it. And I'm dating myself right now, but it's a slee stack, right? Let me lift up my mic and show it, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a slee stack head from the land of the lost back in the day, right? And the only problem, it's fucking crooked. It's crooked. Like the slee stack's leaning, his head's leaning like a little to the left. It's like they just they just put the screen over it and just press it, run it, sell it. Like, what the I can't wear this thing. I can wear it on a live stream, but I can't wear it out. It's not going to work that way. What are you going to do? Right? So I said, Jack's not here, so the show must go on. There was a time when I would take the night off and wait for Jack to come back, but I don't have to do that anymore. I choose not to. I love Jack, but the show's got to go on. You know, we got fans. We got people waiting to hear this outstanding podcast about music. We're doing all right. We're picking up some ground. But, yeah, so let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into this. So I'll start off with a strange music fact. All right? Some of these are kind of cool, though. So the world's longest running performance will end in the 27th century. Yeah. A 639-year performance based on eccentric composer John Cage's As Slow as Possible. No kidding. Started in September 2001 and is still playing at St. Bouchard Church in Germany. The performance, by an automated organ, plays so slowly that visitors have to wait months for a chord change and is scheduled to end in 2640. Will we even be around then? Won't it be like the fucking Planet of the Apes or something? It's not supposed to be. The performance is so slow that the organ it's played on was not even completed before the concert began. Additional pipes were added before the notes and chords changed. A generation of musicians will need to keep the organ going. Now, if there was ever a job for life, it's organ maintenance guy at the St. Bouchard Church in Germany. It's a job for life. Nepotism, you give it to your son or your daughter. Just sit there, just waiting for the organ to break down, kind of like the Maytag repairman, right? Organ maintenance guy, St. Bouchard Church. You'll have a job until 2640. Your great-great-great-great-grandchildren will be working on that fucking thing. It's pretty cool, though. Yeah, well, get to watch a lot of Netflix. I might read some of the comments that come in tonight. There's our boy, Perry Dietovich. Pipe cleaners, yeah. It's like one. Let me see. Yeah, no. Yes, it's Tales from Topographic Oceans. That's like, that's a molecule of water in an ocean compared to this thing. Yeah. Mark Smith. All right, let's go on to the next one. These are all like strange music facts. Now I'll get into some Did You Knows. We'll see how long this thing runs, this show. The show might run as long as the organ at St. Bouchard's Church in Germany. Yeah. Speaking of long, Jack, last time I did this, a couple of weeks ago, I was flying solo, and I told a story about going to see Steve Winwood in Providence, Rhode Island. We're my buddy's from Boston. I tell the story. My buddy Jack, my co-host, who wasn't here, thinks the story was too long. That was a long story. Well, you know what, Jack? Then get the fuck back on the show. How's that? Because when you're not here, I do whatever I want anyways. This is my show. So let's see. Musicians have shorter lifespans than the average person. Hey, you might probably think, yeah, it's kind of a crazy lifestyle, right? One study conducted by a University of Sydney professor titled Stairway to Hell, Life and Death in the Pop Music Industry examined the deaths of artists which took place between 1950 and June 2014. The study specifically looked at longevity and the proportion of suicides, homicides, and accidental deaths. Longevity was determined by calculating the average age of death for each musician by sex and decade of their death. These averages were then compared with averages by sex and decade for the general U.S. population. The results? Musicians' lifespans are 25 years shorter than the general public. Evidently, Keith Richards didn't get the memo. He didn't get the memo. That guy, he'll outlive a cockroach. And they survived nuclear blasts. Yeah. Let's see. What other strange music facts do we have here? This one I don't get. This is, I'll give you my determination on this, on my assessment of this after. Some people actually feel nothing. They feel nothing toward music. It says, per the results of one study conducted at the University of Barcelona, 5% of participants did not feel any emotion whatsoever, didn't feel any chills, or want to tap their feet when listening to music. Before you start calling these study subjects monsters, know that they're totally normal in other ways. They received pleasure from other things like food and sex, had no other evident psychological issues. These were happy, healthy college students who just naturally did not care for any kind of music. I call those people sociopaths. How can you, there's got to be something you like. How could you not like music? Sociopaths, I'm telling you. That's not normal. That's not normal. All right, let's see. What other facts do we have here? In 2014, a group of researchers from the Museum of Science and Industry in England released an online test called Hooked on Music. It contained 1,000 quips from pop hits, going all the way back to the 1940s. And it asked 12,000 participants to identify songs as fast as possible. We've all done that. It's a name that tune, right? They found, oh boy, They found the Spice Girls Wannabe. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. What the fuck? Was the catchiest song. Yeah. People were able to recognize it in about 2.3 seconds. Which was way below the 5-second average of identifying other popular songs. I'm probably guilty. I'm probably guilty. It's kind of embedded in you, right? You hear it. It's one of those earworms. Song gets in your head. Now I'm going to be thinking about that fucking song. What the fuck? If you want to be my love. Nah. Let me have some water. Let me have some water. Hold on. All right. Moving on. This is almost a did you know, but it's also a strange music fact. Finland has the most metal bands per capita. Isn't that where death metal was kind of invented? In Finland? Oh, wait a minute. Perry Dietovich says that Wannabe by the Spice Girls isn't an earworm, it's air candy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think you just tipped yourself off there, Perry. I think you just told us something about yourself. That's okay. That's okay. It's all music, right? Let's see. Finland has the most metal bands per capita. Perhaps headbanging is an effective way to keep warm, according to a Reddit user who created a map using data from Encyclopedia Metallum's, not Metallica, Metallum's archive of metal bands. Finland is home to the most metal bands in this genre, with 53.5 metal bands per 100,000 people. What? Talk about saturation. Second place was tied between two of the Nordic nations, Sweden and Norway. Yeah, they love that metal, man. They love it. 27.2 per 100,000 people. While Iceland stole third at 22.7. What's this, the fucking Metal Olympics? Though heavy metal music originated in the United States and the United Kingdom, the numbers for those countries were 5.5 and 5.2 respectively. Yeah, there's other music out there, like the Spice Girls. Yeah. Spice Girls. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. He's saying it all show. All right. Oh, this is a good one. The British Navy uses Britney Spears songs to scare off pirates. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Britney Spears songs to scare off pirates. According to reports, British naval officers play Britney Spears songs to scare away Somali pirates off of Africa's eastern coast. Her songs, Oops, I Did It Again, and Baby One More Time are songs which are used. The rationale of playing these songs is because, supposedly, Somali pirates have a strong dislike for Western culture and music, which makes Britney Spears songs a perfect fit to make the bandits move on their way as quickly as possible. Yeah. Now, this is kind of a did you know. Did you know Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song? So I could have waited for the holidays for this, but it's filler. Jingle Bells is a Christmas classic, but it didn't originate that way. Written by James Lord, blah, 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 1857. It was meant to be sung during Thanksgiving. I don't have to go into all that shit. All right. Well, this is questionable for some people. This one is totally questionable. You be the judge. Maybe I should call that one. You be the judge. Listening to music utilizes the entire brain. Take that one in for a second. Listening to music utilizes the entire brain. Just saying, there's some people out there that they don't have an entire brain. It's there. It's just one little chunk of it is being used. In 2011, Finnish researchers had developed a groundbreaking new method to study how the brain processes different aspects of music, including rhythm, tonality, and timbre, sound color, in a realistic listening situation. The study was pioneering that revealed for the first time how wide networks in the brain, including areas responsible for motor actions, emotions, and creativity, are all activated while listening to music. This new method helped better understand the complex dynamics of the brain and many ways in which music affects us. I still don't think that there's people out there that, yeah, I agree, it's all my brain can handle. Yeah, okay, all right, Mark Smith. I guess. Maybe at least it gets used. At least the brain gets used. Did you know there's a sea organ built into the coast of Croatia? I bet some of you knew that. Yeah. After Zadar, Croatia suffered devastation in World War II, reconstruction included transforming a part of the city's seacoast into an unbroken, monotonous concrete wall. Completed in 2005, the sea organ is an architectural sound object which plays music when hit by sea waves through tubes which are located under large marble steps. The steps, which offer both protection and allow tourists and locals to a place to sit or stand while listening to the music, is caused by the wind and the sea. Those were built later. I always say that out of everything bad comes something good. I always say that. Yeah, that might be interesting to see. I don't know if I want to go all the way to Croatia, though. I don't even know if I could pick it out on a map. I can, I know. Let's see. Oh, well, I think we all know this one. I think we're all familiar with this. This is a no-brainer. Yeah, no-brainer. Go on, jump back a couple of facts. Anyways, loud music causes you to drink more in less time. Yep. I think we've all been test rats for that. Yep, it does. It does. In 2008, a French study, we didn't need a French study to figure this one out. No, we didn't. In 2008, a French study found that loud music in a bar setting leads to more drinking in less time. Again, we've all been lab rats for that one. The research was conducted in bars with 40 males, 18 to 25 years of age, loaded with testosterone. Just testosterone-fueled bar right there, 18 to 25. That's a Ted Nugent concert, right? All right. 40 males, 18 to 25 years of age, who were unaware that they were being observed, because they're meatheads anyways. We all were. Only those who ordered draft beer were included. How'd you like to be the fucking strange guy sitting in the corner with a notebook, just looking at people and jotting things down? Where I used to hang out, that guy would get punched in the face. Fucking weirdo. What the fuck you doing, you weirdo? Ah! Yeah, so let me see. Only those that ordered draft beer were included. With permission from the bar owners, the researchers would manipulate the music sound levels before choosing a participant. So they were singling out certain people. All right. Results proved that higher sound levels led to increased drinking within a shorter amount of time. You don't really have to turn the music up for that to happen. This could be skewed. The study could be skewed. The statistics could be skewed on this one. Results proved that higher sound levels led to increased drinking within a shorter amount of time. So I guess that's why I'm an alcoholic. I guess that's why I'm a recovering alcoholic. I listened to too much loud music. I knew there was a reason. That shit ain't genetic. It's fucking all the loud music. If I only knew. If I only knew. Scott the IT guy just dropped in. Yeah. Let me see. Where's Jack to keep this train wreck on the rails? I don't need Jack. I can do this on my own. You know what's good about not having Jack here? I don't have to listen to whoa, 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 whoa. I don't have to listen to that. And I don't have to listen to, you're an idiot. I don't have to hear that. I could be an idiot all by myself. It's not hard. Yeah, so loud music, that was my drinking problem. Fuck. Well, live and learn. Live and learn. Let's see. Did you know heavy metal and classical fans have similar personality traits? While their appearances may be different, you think, heavy metal fans and classical music fans, actually have a lot in common with each other. The findings came from research conducted by the Heriot-Watt University in Scotland, which examined the personalities of more than 36,000 music fans from all over the world. Apart from the age differences, lovers of these two types of music genres were virtually identical. Both groups tend to be creative, at ease with themselves, and introverted. Yeah, why are heavy metal guys always like brooding? I don't know. But that's loud music, so they must all be alcoholics too. Can't listen to heavy metal on 4. It's got to be 10. So I guess they do a lot of drinking too. So it's not just me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. No, don't do it. This is pretty cool. This is a cool one. Let me see. Perry Dietrich says, I've always heard that there's a lot of classical and metal music. Yeah, I guess the compositions are relatively the same. You know? Let me see. Oh, Scott, the IT guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're in a hat. Thanks. Yeah. And then he leaves. Good. Leave. Leave, Scott, the IT guy. Let's see. Music helps people with brain injuries recall personal memories. In 2013, the very first study of its kind examined music evoked autobiographical memories, MEAMS, in patients with acquired brain injuries. Songs from the patient's lifespans were played and also played and controlled to control subjects with no brain injuries. All were asked to record how familiar they were with a given song if they liked it, and what memories it invoked. The frequency of memes, not MEMEs, were similar for both groups, which showed that music is an effective stimulus for recalling personal memories, even with the brain injury. But we all know music and smell evoke the most memories. Yeah. I don't have anything for that. I'm just going to move on. Did you know Janet Jackson's Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction inspired the idea for YouTube? Look at Janet, Miss Jackson. Yeah. Joed Karim was one of the 3 founders of YouTube, even though he later assumed an advisory role after leaving the company in 2005 to study at Stanford University. He said that his idea for what became YouTube was inspired by 2 very different events that happened in 2004. One was Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction during the Super Bowl performance that year. The other, however, was a bit more serious, the devastating 2004 Indian earthquake and tsunami, which caused an estimated 227,000 deaths. That was the reason YouTube came about. Yeah. Let's see. Barry Gibb is the only songwriter in history to write 4 successive U.S. #1 hits. Staying Alive, Love is Thicker Than Water, Night Fever, If I Can't Have You. All in 1978. In other words, the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. Basically, I don't know, if everybody has probably listened to that or they think they've listened to it. It's actually a 2-record set. And so that's what? Say 6 songs on each side. Just say 6. So that's 24 songs on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. And everyone's like, oh, greatest soundtrack ever. Greatest soundtrack ever. Wrong. There's only 7 good songs out of that whole thing. Maybe. I just named off 4 of them. And they're all on one album. One of the albums. The rest of it is trash. A lot of trash on that album. Double album. Yeah. But good for Barry Gibb. Good for him. Did you know Chaka Khan was the first R&B artist to have a crossover hit featuring a rapper? Yeah. With Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, let me love you, Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, that's all I want to do. See, I could do it. But I'm not gonna. With the song I Feel For You in 1984. That was Chaka Khan she was a babe. Chaka Khan was a hottie. No doubt. Especially when she was with Rufus. Tell me something good. Tell me. I know, I shouldn't do that. Right now, Jack's listening and cringing. I don't care. And there you go. I will be bringing that up. I'll bring that up later, Glenn. In birthdays today, I'll be bringing that up. Someone just messaged in. They're tipping it off. All right, I'll say it. Today is Chaka Khan. Born on this day, Chaka Khan, but I'll be mentioning that later also. Let's see. But she was a hottie. No doubt about it. Go back and check her out when she was with Rufus, too. She was young. Oof. Let's see. Now, this is kind of fucked up. Leonard Warren died after singing To Die a Momentous Thing. Yeah. He was a popular opera singer in New York. And in 1960, he was performing in the opera La Forza del Destino. La Forza del Destino. I'm sure it's pronounced a lot more pleasantly than that. But yeah, La Forza del Destino. Huh? You seen that opera? That thing's it's a bomb. Immediately finishing Don Carlos' Act 3 song, Leonard Warren fell over and died. Yeah, that's it. No autopsy was done. He was believed to have died from a heart attack. He was 40 years old. And them opera singers are all overweight. They're all fat. Except for that guy, Buccelli. He's everywhere, that guy. I think they like him because he's blind. Just saying. Not being rude, crude. Just calling it like it is. Isn't that his name? Buccelli? Comes around every Christmas. Guy does tours. Oh, let's go see Buccelli. Let's go be... The problem is he can't... No. Stop. No tasteless jokes. Jack would be very disappointed in that. Oh, I don't think we should be talking about things like that. And I can't make fun of the way Jack talks either. So he's sensitive about that. Let's see. No, I'm only kidding. Let's see. Where's the guy died? Okay. Did you know karaoke means empty orchestra? Let's ponder that. Okay, moving on. Jimmy Dean, not James Dean, Jimmy Dean, turned a one-hit wonder into a great long-term job. That guy. He was the country singer who in 1963 sang the song Big Bad John. Yeah. That one song got him a TV show, and then he found he's the founder of the Jimmy Dean Sausage Company. One song. The guy was everywhere, like in the 70s. Damn good sausage. I don't know. Let's go back a minute. Let me see. Glenn Montefalcone says, come on, bro. Andrea is awesome. Now his son is taking the reins. I'm just saying. The guy's, I've heard he's not that good. I heard he's not that good. Just saying. Just what I'm hearing. There's better out there. They just like him. They feel bad for him, I think. So they go see him. I shouldn't say that. I couldn't help myself. Yeah, Andrea Bocelli. Like every Christmas, the guy's out on tour. Oh, I won't give him my money. Did you know Dolly Parton once said no to Elvis? But you know who didn't say no? Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. She didn't say no to Elvis. But now she doesn't like Elvis's type, if you know what I mean. Anyways, Elvis Presley approached Dolly Parton in 1974 about her song, I Will Always Love You. He wanted to record the song, but she said no. After Elvis's manager asked her for half of the profits. Yeah. And by saying that, Dolly got millions of dollars in future sales. Thank you, Whitney Houston. Dolly could have just retired off that one song. No, Dolly's a legend. Like I said a couple episodes ago, who doesn't like Dolly Parton? Like, have you ever heard anybody say, I don't like Dolly Parton. I think she's a bitch. No, you've never heard that. No, everybody likes Dolly. Everybody likes Dolly. And her assets. I had to say it. No filter tonight. Did you know jazz has positive effects on creative thinking and health? Did you know I could give two shits about jazz? Fucking hate jazz. I don't like it. I don't like Andrea Bocelli, and I don't like jazz. So what? What are you gonna do? What? My biggest nightmare would be the Dave Brubeck 5 and Andrea Bocelli doing a fucking double bill, and I'm tied to a chair. I don't think Dave Brubeck's around anymore. It's just the only jazz guy I could think of. If Jack was here, he'd be going, whoa, 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 whoa. Why don't you like jazz? You can't just say, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not good. There's plenty of good. See what I don't have to listen to? See what when Jack's not here? I don't have to listen to that. I can say jazz sucks, and I don't have to hear it. I don't have to hear the rebound. Jazz and Andrea Bocelli. Bad double bill. All right, here. Keep screwing up here. Did you know Japan has the shortest national anthem in the world? Not if Whitney Houston was singing it. Speaking of Whitney, There's only 4 lines. But I don't know if you've watched the last 17 Super Bowls, but I think there's a competition. No, it's the kind of an untalked about competition. Who could sing the longest, most drawn out national anthem? Yeah, Japan has the shortest national anthem. That's somebody's just asked. It only has 4 lines. But if they played it at a Super Bowl, those 4 lines, guarantee you, would last 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Guaranteed. Let's just draw it out. The name of it is Kimi Gayo. Kimi Gayo. Okay? That's half of it right there. It's 4 lines. That's half of it. Kimi Gayo. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we did a show on technology. And I had some stuff about cassettes. Cassettes, they were the 80s. Cassettes was the 80s. 80s was cassettes. That was the golden years, right? So I got some kind of fun facts about cassettes. I know it doesn't sound like an interesting subject, but I like this shit. I'm sorry. I like it. The original purpose for the compact cassette, that's what they used to call it, the compact cassette tape, was for dictation, not music. Yeah. Somebody figured it out. Over the cassette's lifespan, from 1963 to 1988, they were still around, but that was it. It hit the wall. More than 3 billion tapes were sold. How much fucking landfill is that? Jesus. I honestly, I had a trash bag, one of those black trash bags filled with cassettes that somebody gave me. What am I going to do with this shit? I threw them out. I know. Someone cringed just then. What am I going to do with the trash bag full of cassettes? I don't listen to cassettes. I listen to MP3s or vinyl. I don't even listen to CDs anymore. I got CDs in my closet. Yeah, I just listen to MP3s or vinyl. That's it. I threw a trash bag. There had to be like 200 cassettes in there, easy. It was heavy. Anyways. The SFX cassette was the first music magazine to exist not on paper, but solely on tape. It's not a fucking magazine. You can't call it a magazine. No. The SFX cassette was the first music magazine to exist not on paper. That's not a magazine. Sorry. No, that's a cassette with people talking. It was like books on tape before books on tape. That's all it was. But they want to give it some type of unique brand. No, it was books on tape before books on tape. The cassette tape is largely responsible for the live bootleg boom in the 80s. That's for sure. That's for sure. People were sneaking that shit into concerts left and right. And unfortunately, Sony stopped production of the infamous Walkman in 2010. I used to have one of the original ones. It was like that grayish silver. Yeah, those things, I'll tell you what, and they had the two little foam headphones in the it was like this thin like piece of metal, and it adjusted. They had no volume control on those things, man. That shit cranked. Those original Walkmans were the cause of a lot of air problems. Hey, that's why I have tinnitus today. Sure, that didn't help. By the way, tinnitus sucks. It does. Fucking ringing, constant ringing. Some have a hissing. Some people have a hissing sound. Mine's a ringing sound. It's always louder at night. You know when it's at its loudest? When I'm doing this show with Jack. Yeah. He causes it to be a lot. Let's get into CDs. You'll all remember this too. You're going to remember this. Did you know the original CD packaging comprising of a 6-inch by 12-inch casing of cardboard and plastic? Remember the long box? Was several times bigger than necessary. Remember those things? They were just like a cardboard box, but they were the width of the CD, and they were like 3 times the length of the CD, and it was actually designed to make it easier to flip through them like people did with vinyl records. but they were cumbersome, right? So they found out the long box packaging, all that unnecessary packaging, was estimated to be responsible for creating 18.5 million pounds of extra trash each year. So they eventually replaced it with the plastic keeper. Remember those? The same size. You'd have to bring it up to the clerk and he would unlock it, right? And then eventually those would go away because those ended up being, those could be recycled, but if they broke, yeah. So those, and then it just came to the cellophane wrapped jewel case with that magnetized security sticker attached that was useless. There was ways around it. Let's just say that. There's ways around that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is interesting. In 1988, an international team was convened after the International Organization for Standardization, the ISO, called for standards in audio encoding, because it got into the CD. The team was called, and you've all heard this, you've all heard it, Moving Picture Experts Group, and the abbreviation is MPEG, right? You see a video file? It's an MPEG. That's where that comes from. Now you know. Moving Picture Experts Group. Who knows what the fuck they do, but we all know what MPEG is. Well, mostly everybody. This is good. This is good. Did you know that because there is no need, and I didn't know this. I didn't know this, and I don't think a lot of people do. That because there's no need to pay licensing fees in order to build an MP3 player. Today, many software MP3 players are free. Think of that. Like, yeah, they're free. Said some companies claim to have patents covering the MP3 format, but the validity of these patents is questionable because the format specification was published more than 20 years ago, meaning that any relevant patents would have already expired. It's like the Dawn of the Dead. You know, that movie has you could play that anytime, anywhere. There's no copyright on it. They can't do anything because they forgot to put that little C in the credits. They forgot to put the little C in the credits of Dawn of the Dead, or Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead, the original one. So anybody can play it anytime, anywhere. You probably knew that, but let's see. The most famous MP3 players are Winamp, Sonic, iTunes, and Music Match. The main feature of an MP3 player is to turn the MP3 files into standard audio form and then send them to the sound card of the computer. The sound card then outputs the files into the speakers so the user can hear them. Every MP3 player interprets music differently, though each one of them uses the same code for playing the MP3 files. Yeah. Never knew that. Never even thought of that, actually. In 1999, music in MP3 format was the first time it was distributed by Sub Pop. The first portable MP3 player appeared in 2017. No, it can't be right. No. Anyways. Let's see. How far in are we? All right. I'm already up to this day in music. I'm done with my fun facts and my did you knows. So it's not a 90-minute show tonight, guys. Yeah. So let's see. This day in music, March 23rd. On March 23rd, 1956. This is Jack's favorite part of the show, by the way. Jack loves this part of the show. He eagerly awaits it. Yeah. So here you go, Jack. This is for you. On March 23rd, 1956, and he hates when I reference Elvis Presley. Every single show, it's Elvis Presley. On March 23rd, 1956, Elvis Presley released his self-titled studio album in mono for RCA Victor. The album spent 10 weeks at number one on the Billboard Pop Albums chart in 1956, the first rock and roll album ever to make it to the top of the charts, and the first million-selling album of that genre. The iconic cover was taken at Fort Homer Hesterly Armory in Tampa, Florida. Say that 3 times fast. July 31st, 1955. Let's see, what does Perry Dedovich says? He says, just like when record companies want to cut a blank cassette because they knew you were going to copy their stuff, yeah. So let's see, on this day in 1972, the film of the Concert for Bangladesh featuring George Harrison, Bob Dylan, and Eric Clapton premiered in New York. The event was the first benefit concert of its magnitude in world history. Yeah, it laid the foundation for Live Aid and everything else after, right? The concert raised, wow. You say only, but back then I think this was a lot of money. $243,418.51. I wonder what that's worth. So that was in 72. So what do you think that was worth? What do you think that's worth now? That's what, $1 million? $1 million bucks? Cheap bastards. Let me see what. So it was. They raised that money for the Bangladesh relief, which was administered by UNICEF. Remember UNICEF? Used to have those cardboard boxes. I think they were orange, and you just put your change in them. They were like every store. Yeah. Collect the money for UNICEF. You know, I do have a story. It's not music related, but it's kind of like, since they brought up UNICEF. So remember Jerry Lewis used to have the Jerry Lewis telethons, right? And this is back in the 70s. It was like, it was the Labor Day telethon. It was like the thing. It was the biggest thing on TV. 3 days. Jerry Lewis stays up for 72 straight hours, right? So they would always encourage, they'd cut in and have like local channels encourage people to go out and, and collect for the the Jerry Lewis telethon against, I think it was muscular dystrophy, right? So me and my friend, we're like, I don't know, in 12, 13. So we go out. And his mom's like, yeah, it's a great idea. We're going to go out and we're going to collect money for the Jerry Lewis telethon. And we're going to send it in, right? We're little go-getters. We're all on board with this. So we go out on, I don't know, I think it was that Saturday of the telethon. And that's when you used to call in and like, I just donated $20. And they would announce it like, hey, Scott McLean donated $20. And you see the big ticker up in the back. So me and my buddy Paul, we go out, 12 years old, we go door to door. We go door to door with a fucking bucket, right? Hi, we're collecting money for the Jerry Lewis telethon. Oh, okay. Here you go. They drop change in there. They drop some dollar bills in there. Yeah, every once in a while, you get the guy who throws a $5 in there. And we do this for like, I don't know, 3-4 hours. We're out there. We're hustling. We're working it. Got a bucket full of money. We go back to his house. His mom's like, wow, that's so great. Let's count it. So we count it up. I think we raised, I think it was like a couple $100, right? I mean, we were working it. And so, they counted up, and so I leave. A couple days later, I asked my buddy, hey, did your mom mail that money in? He looks at me and says, I think she kept it. What the fuck? What? What? She fucking kept it. She took the Jimmy Fund money, the muscular dystrophy money. Fuck. We were hustling for that too. The look on his face was just absolute despair. I think she kept it. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's my Jerry Lewis telethon story. Yeah, Mark Smith says, top shelf vodka for mom. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Top shelf vodka, baby. She was living the good life. Yeah. Going out to dinners, getting some of that veal palm, you know? That expensive shit. Yeah. I mean, at least she could have cut us in on it. Bitch. Fucking throw me a 10. Throw me a sawbuck. Say, here, for your time, for your troubles. Here, kid, for your troubles. Here's a sawbuck. No one says that anymore, do they? No one says sawbuck for a $10 bill. No one says a fin for a $5 bill. That's how we used to say. Hey, you owe me a fin. You owe me $5, you know? You owe me a sawbuck. You owe me a double sawbuck. That's not hard to figure out, unless you're an idiot. Yeah. And no one talks like that anymore. What's up with that? Fucking people. Yeah, at least she could have thrown me a tenner, a sawbuck. It was hot. It was fucking summertime. Yeah, Perry David says Jerry Lewis did a lot of hustling too. Yeah, he hustled, but at least his money went to the fucking kids. Mine went to the liquor store. Money I raised went to the liquor store. The fuck? But I won't say any names. I want to, but I won't. Fucking bitch. Did all that work for nothing. Let's see. On this day in 1985, former Creedence Clearwater Revival frontman John Fogerty went to #1 on the U.S. album chart with his third solo album, Centerfield. I don't like that song. I think I liked it because you kind of had to. But the whole put me in, coach, I'm ready to play, like, come on. People are like, oh, that's such a great song. That song sucks. Fucking Centerfield. You can't tell me when that song comes on the radio, that you go, oh, this is a great song. I'm going to listen to the whole fucking thing. You can't tell me you do that. You don't. Nobody does. Yeah. Perry, Novelty. That song sucks. It's horrible. The guy comes out with like massive hits. The guy's like a pure fucking talent. He's a songwriting machine, right? The guy just hit after hit after hit, like nonstop. He's an animal. But the fucking song he's best known for is Centerfield. Goes to #1. These idiots. And then the video, all they did was throw together old baseball clips. Yeah, that took a lot of fucking work. #1, my ass. Anyways. That was, it was his first album in 9 years. So it was kind of like, you know what that's like? You know, that's like him going to #1. So I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Hustler with Paul Newman. Fucking great movie. Great fucking movie. Black and white. He's a pool player. You probably know it. The epic scene with him and Jackie Gleason. Jackie Gleason, like Minnesota Fats, right? And Paul Newman gets fucking stiffed on the Academy Award for that. It's totally fucking stiffed. Like Russell Crowe losing the best actor for A Beautiful Mind to Denzel Washington in Training Day. Now, that was a great movie. I'll get back to Paul Newman in a second. Training Day was a great movie. Great movie. Good job, Denzel. Listen, you fucking killed it, right? But you played a bad cop. You want to see a movie about a bad fucking cop that makes Denzel says in that movie, I'm King Kong, right? No, you want to know who the fucking King Kong is of fucked up cops? Bad Lieutenant with Harvey Keitel. That dude is a total fucking scumbag. Total scumbag. Makes Denzel look like Barney Miller. Yeah, you want to see a movie about a bad cop? Watch Bad Lieutenant. Yeah, that's a good one. Fucking sleazeball. Denzel plays, he plays the bad cop and he gets the Academy Award. Russell Crowe, I'll never forget watching this. They show all the nominees, and the look on Russell Crowe's face when they give it to Denzel was fucking just priceless. You could just see the disgust, the total disgust. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Because A Beautiful Mind was a good movie, and he fucking killed it, right? So getting back to this John Fogerty going to number one and Paul Newman, this is how I'm kind of relating it. So Paul Newman gets stiffed for The Hustler. But then he comes back, and I don't know what it was, 86 or something. Or was it in the early 90s? I'm not even sure. Comes back with Tom Cruise and does The Color of Money. It's an okay movie. It's an okay movie. Not the greatest fucking movie. Hey, Tom Cruise, he was in his prime then. Good character. But Paul Newman plays the same character. It's like part two. What is it? Fast Eddie Felson, I think his name was. The character. So he plays that same character in this movie. He's not even like the main star of the movie. Tom Cruise is. But they give Paul Newman the Academy Award for that movie. For that fucking movie. Now you watch that movie, and then you watch Cool Hand Luke, and you tell me which one deserved a fucking Academy Award. It wasn't The Color of Money, but it was a gimme. It was a total makeup call. Absolute makeup call, just as blatant as the day was long if you were paying attention. Yeah, so that's my Paul Newman rant. Denzel and Russell Crowe, and yeah, John Fogerty goes to number one. Because he came back 9 years. 9 years. All right, let's give him a no. Everybody, oh, look, it's John Fogerty. Buy his record. I never bought that because I never bought it. Never bought the cassette, never bought the CD, none of it. All right, let's see. And on the same day in 1985, Billy Joel married model Christy Brinkley on a boat moored alongside the Statue of Liberty. All right, guys. This is the thing, okay? Every single man in America with any type of, I don't know, testosterone in them, we've all done it. We've all done it. If you see Billy Joel, and you say you don't know them, right? They're not famous. One's not a supermodel. One's not he's not a rock star. No, he's a music superstar. But you just see Billy Joel and Chrissy Brinkley walking down the street together. You know we all say the same thing. And you're saying it right now. I know some of you saying it to yourself. What the fuck is she doing with that guy? Right? That is the fucking epitome. That is the epitome of what the fuck is she doing with that guy. He got bug eyes. He's not an attractive man. Never was. He had a lot of money. He was famous, and she jumped on that gravy train. But we've all seen it. We've all seen it. What the fuck is she doing with that guy? And we all say the same thing. He's either got a lot of money or... Yeah, Mark Smith says, looks like Lou Costello with Marlena Dietrich. That's a great example. Yeah, absolutely. Christy Brinkley and, Jesus. Fortunately, they divorced in 1993 and she raked in the cash, but she didn't need it. She had her own money. On this day in 2011, Pete Townsend of The Who, everyone knows that, told Uncut Magazine that he regretted ever forming the band. He says, I guess they asked him, what would you have done differently? He said, what I would have done differently, I would never have joined a band, even though I'm quite a good gang member and a good trooper on the road. I'm bad at creative collaboration. Well, he was the brains behind The Who. He definitely was the brains behind The Who. And for the longest time, he put Roger Daltrey through the ringer. He always said Roger Daltrey, he contributed nothing to that band. He said, we have a genius bass player, we have a genius drummer, and a genius guitar player, and an average singer. That's what he used to say. He's just the singer. And then Tommy comes along. And Pete Townsend said, that's when I got respect for Roger Daltrey. That's when I really started getting respect for him. Because that's when he found his voice, his persona, everything. So, let's see. Let's get to Born on This Day. Well, I already said it. Well, let's start with this one. Born on this day in 1944, Rick Ocasek of the Cars. Yep. Unfortunately, he was found dead in his New York City apartment on September 15th, 2019. He was 75 years old, but he was born on this day in 1944. And I always ask this question. I ask people this question all the time. Oh, look, somebody called me a big, ugly sleeve stack. That's my fucking crooked shirt. Look, it's crooked, see? It's leaning to the left. Look where his horn is. It's almost on my left shoulder. Anyways. I always ask people, what songs do you like better? The Rick Ocasek songs or the Benjamin Orr songs? Now think about that. Go back and, I mean, you all know, but if you really go back and listen, which songs do you really like better? If you go song for song, do you like the Ben Orr songs or the Rick Ocasek songs from the Cars? I kind of lean toward the Benjamin Orr songs. I do. I guess you're just what I needed. I'm singing way too much tonight. Yeah, Ben Orr. Yeah, he died a while back. I think did he have cancer? I think, yeah. Born on this day in 1953. Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan, let me rock you, Chaka Khan. Let me rock you. Yeah, I already did that. Not going to do it again. I know you want me to, but Yvette Marie Stevens, a.k.a. Chaka Khan. And let's see. And finally, born on this day in 1968, Damon Albarn. Some of you might know who he is. Most of you probably don't know who he is, but Damon Albarn was one of the originators of the group Blur, who dominated Britpop in the 90s. They had a big rivalry with Oasis over in England. They fucking hated each other. And it was good for record sales, though. But then after he leaves Blur, he goes on to create the most successful animated music group in music history. They're in the Guinness Book of World Records. Most albums sold by an animated group. Gorillaz, one of my favorite groups. Yep. He, let me see, him and Jamie Hewlett. Jamie Hewlett was the cartoonist that did Tank Girl. Tank Girl was his kind of his big comic. So they got together. They were hanging out one night, drinking, talking, shooting the shit. And they said, hey, how about if we put music to some, to some comic book characters. And Jamie Hewlett starts pumping out gorillas. And you can see behind me, for the people watching, there you go. That's actually a one of a kind right there. I had it made in the Philippines. D2. Yeah. From the gorillas. Yeah. So, that's it. Let me see. Name a famous person that actually played a slee stack in the Land of the Lost. On the TV show, somebody just messaged us in for the podcast listeners. I did some interaction tonight. Jack never gives me a chance to do it. He doesn't want to waste any time. He wants it all for himself. Yeah, I don't know, Matt Bronya. Who actually played a slee stack in Land of the Lost? You wouldn't know. They had the fucking rubber hat on, the rubber mask. Bill Lambert. Oh, Jesus. Bill Lambert from the Detroit Pistons. Okay, was that in the TV show he did that? That'd be a big fucking slee stack. Nicolas Cage, yeah. Mark Smith. Nicolas Cage would be a great slee stack, yeah. Hey, don't fuck with Nick Cage. That's my man right there. He's on the comeback trail. He's on the comeback trail. Nicolas Cage. I just watched this movie, Pig. It's a different kind of movie, but he's a different kind of dude. So I enjoyed it, personally. All right, well, we hit 1 hour and 11 minutes. 111. There you go. Like I always say, if you like the show, share it. Tell people about it. If you're watching it on, YouTube, pass it on to people. Share it. Have them subscribe. Hit that little bell. You'll alert when we go live, which is usually every Monday night. What else? Yeah, and if you're listening on any of the podcast apps, give us a like, give us a star, give us a comment. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can email us at milkcratesandturntables@gmail.com. And Jack will be back next week, but I think he will be missing the week after again. So we'll squeeze him in there. We'll get my buddy in there. And like I always say, you people are the engine that drives this machine. Without you, I would be talking tonight to myself, which I had to do that anyways. But what sane person doesn't talk to themselves every once in a while? Does that make any sense? The thing is, as long as you don't answer yourself, that's when you start answering yourself, you got fucking issues. You got some issues going. And also, like I always say, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think he's one of the greatest lyricists in music history, which has been debated on this show. But doing this show for you, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. And like I said, we'll be back next week. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And Jack, I miss you. I so miss you. No, I don't. I'm not going to go all there. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week.